Those who've never had to dig through the trash to read cooking instructions on a package before, how's life going for you? I use the packaging as a coaster for the spoon I'm stirring it with. As long as there are McCormick or Kikkoman spice packets, I will never need a spoon rest. When using canned ingredients, I'll use that. I.e. canned tomatoes is perfect spoon holder when making bolognese. Edit, got tired of the spelling correction replies. Bolognese? Bolognese. Greetings boss of sauce operations. You are so effing smart. I'm not being sarcastic. I know it might seem like I am. I am genuinely in awe of this incredible idea. My aunt thought I was a genius because one day I was doing my laundry and I held up the nasty cup/lid of the detergent container and said you. Then tossed it into the washer with my clothes. She stared for a second, then said, I hate how gross that thing gets. Why the hell didn't I think of that? Remove before drying, obviously. Honestly, that's my solution for anything dirty that can be machined washed. You're going into the wheel drum of death. If you survive, you are worthy. Me at anything I put into the washing machine and or dishwasher. When we first got together, my wife thought I was odd for putting dishes back into the dishwasher because they didn't get clean the first time. I look at it as, I have a dishwasher, so I don't have to deal with hand washing. If the dishwasher wants to spend more time with something, so be it. Now we keep mental tabs of the things that the dishwasher loved the most. The current reigning champion is a muffin tin that took 6 trips through before we deemed it cleansed. The current reigning champion is a muffin tin that took 6 trips through before we deemed it cleansed. Laughing out loud. I'm surprised you didn't give in after 4. The dishwasher has one job and by God it's going to do it. Every dish, cup, bowl, serving utensil, everything goes in the dishwasher. If it doesn't make it out, it's not I do not need it in my life and it deserves to be tossed. I never have to worry that something isn't dishwasher safe. That's my attitude with clothes. Sorry, my level of executive functioning is not up for separating colors or changing cycle types or going to the dry cleaners or ironing. It goes in all together on normal and cold, goes into the dryer on normal, and then it's done. If a shirt is too wrinkly out the dryer or is something that can stain the load, it's tucked away never to be seen for the most part. Can't handle that hassle. I'm assuming you have terrible knives and using them is a nightmare. Huh. I would just grab one of my socks and use that to polish it off. What are we talking about here? You want another one my mom taught me? When you bake a cake, put the broken eggshells in the box. So you don't have to walk over to the garbage, you can just put them in the box you rest the spatula on. But you can't recycle the box if there's eggshells in it. As someone who has worked in a grocery store, the packaging might not be as clean as you imagine it to be. Since the pandemic, we started passing an alcohol wet tissue on all packages that comes with the groceries deliveries before putting them in the fridge. I'm not saying you should do that, but if you use those external wrapping/boxes as coasters, don't. They are effing filthy. Having worked in the food logistics industry, this is something you should never do. They do not sanitize products from the warehouse before they place it on the shelf. And some of the biggest rats I've seen live near that regional distribution center. Especially with how some of the companies use a questionably legal practice of dealing with damaged stock, rat chewed or just broken cause derpy picker dropped it by claiming busted carton and putting unbroken into rotation. Remember, you are relying on someone who can only be trusted to follow a prompting instruction to pick that specific carton. They don't care about the rats through ignorance. But rats basically piss on everything that is stored in ambient temperatures, and there are some very lethal bugs you can get through bad luck from rats having pissed on something. Still procrastinating, thank you. At least we're not dead, yet. As long as they aren't baking instruction, I like to live dangerously. If they are baking instructions, I am going back and forth to the trash can. Damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? Checks trash, walks away. Damn, how long did it say to bake for? More like, damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? Checks trash, walks away. Damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? You're doing better than me. Damn, what temperature did it say to preheat to? Checks trash. Why the F am I staring at the trash? Walks away from kitchen, leaving the oven on and ingredients out. Wakes up next morning, posts picture of charcoal on /RT foodporn/A. Reddit link. Accurate. Baking when you're stoned 101. Guess I'm always stoned while baking. It me. Yeah, baking is a weird subset of cooking where you can't really fudge ingredient amounts. Add too much baking soda and well. You can try my cupcakes first, hungry face. Ingredients and order of operations. You can add the butter, then the pasta, then the sauce, and it won't really affect too much. Can't really do that with baking. Yeah. Haha, order of operations very important. And the horror of substituting baking soda for baking powder. My wife once made fizzy blueberry pancakes. It was not enjoyable. My little brother switched the amounts of sugar and salt in the pancakes, and we never let him cook again. I am fairly sure that was his design all along. My older brother thought a teaspoon of peppermint peppercorn when he made meatloaf. Bland meat, spicy pebble, bland meat. With baking, I fudge the ingredient amounts anyway, and every time it's a 50-50 gamble whether I end up with something tasty or rubber. You would think losing half of the things you spend that much time baking would be incentive to stop doing that. And yet, here we are. My mother used to make what she'd call junk fudge, which was basically experimenting with different combinations of ingredients to make something like fudge. One of those experiments, which only had 3 ingredients, sets real soft, but doesn't sugar out, so we use it as an ice cream topping. Cooking is art. Baking is science. Cooking is art. Baking is chemistry. I have saved all kinds of useless crap because I might need it later. I think the reckless call this hoarding. Does anyone else worry that they might become a hoarder? Sometimes I'll be like, what if I need this, and end up keeping everything? Yeah, both my parents were extreme hoarders. I struggle with saving things I might use, and try to donate or trash them. Sometimes I worry that it's a losing battle. I don't know whether it's better or worse to be aware of it. I'd say it's better to be aware of it, because you can make a conscious effort against becoming a hoarder. Yep, the biggest takeaway for me watching only a few minutes of that hoarder reality show was how seemingly oblivious the person was to their living conditions. Entire living rooms with maybe a foot width of clearance as a pathway through, and absolutely zero self-awareness of the effect it had on their lives. You should not have to somersault over defunct toaster ovens to take in crap. Got to get aerobics in, somehow. Yeah, when I was growing up, our house was filled with so much junk, everywhere. Piles upon piles of it. My brother and I made little paths, and sometimes forts in it. Now I'm an adult, I try to clean it when I visit mom, but she doubles down every time I clear a room. I've had piles fall down and cover me before. I'm genuinely afraid someone's going to get crushed in an earthquake or something. It's rough, man. Mine literally fills every living space till she ends up sleeping in her car. I have no idea how to deal with it, she won't admit it's a problem. I'm so worried of growing up like her I throw out or donate crap every time I move. If I can fit my life in one small haul, I figure that means I'm not hoarding. I wish there was a clearer path, outreach program to help people like this, because I feel like elderly hoarding is a pretty widespread hidden issue. But I might be biased. I feel the same. My mom lives is a 2-story house that she can only use 3 rooms. The kitchen, den, and a bathroom. She never leaves the house, and my dad just loves her too much to divorce her. He has allowed it to worsen over the last 20 years. He sleeps on a cot and showers in the bathroom. He hates it, but she gets violently angry over any attempt to change her or get her to even admit she has a problem. Am I the only one that hoards the boxes to all the tech they buy? I have my keyboard box, CPU box, motherboard box, headphone box all just sitting in my closet. I find it hard to part with things that I like, and that are in really good condition, but not amongst my favorite or most used items and therefore seldom or never get used/worn, clothes, blankets, kitchenware, art and craft items etc. I'm not tempted to hoard trash, but I nevertheless seem to have far too much stuff, and since I don't like clutter I'm going to have to deal with it fairly soon. I get like that sometimes, pretty much only with clothes, and I've found watching an episode of Actual Hoarders gets me in the mood to purge much more ruthlessly than I would normally. I can't let myself get sentimental or have too many second thoughts, or I'll talk myself into keeping way too much and God forbid I end up crying on my lawn about crap I bought 12 years ago with the tag still on, so it's just do I love it? No? Into the donate or trash bag, onto the next item. Better to be aware. I have hoarding tendencies. I get emotionally attached to stuff and assign emotions to inanimate objects. I'll give you an example. When I got my first apartment I bought a vacuum cleaner. It was cheap, but it worked. Used it all the time. 6 years later it wasn't sucking stuff up right. Then it stopped altogether. I had to buy a new one. I cried when I threw the first one away. It was good to me, it helped keep my house clean, and there I was, tossing it aside to be put in a landfill. It would be sad and hurt and feel so abandoned. I know. I'm crazy. I know it's an object. But I can't reconcile logical and emotional processes. I did throw it away, but I had to give myself a pep talk first. I will not become an actual hoarder because I know myself. I know that I have to talk myself through it all. So it is definitely better to know. You must absolutely never watch The Brave Little Toaster. Hoarder, or prepared? Guess it depends on what you're keeping. It depends on how organized everything is. And if you know what you have. Nah. It depends on crap buckets. Plain and simple. The reckless. My favorite move is saving some useless crap because I might need it later, then, on the rare occasion that I actually do end up needing it, 100%, forgetting where it is. You didn't forget. You placed it somewhere safe. I can't wait to remember where my safe spot is. Going to be a big day. But I always remember that I have it, and am pretty sure I know where it's at. I do not, because I just saw it, I did not. So it's all good, right? Classic example, the box a new iPhone comes in. We'll never need it literally ever, but everyone has one. I don't know who needed to hear this, throw it away. You won't need it. It's such a nice, sturdy, box though. What about crafts? I might need it for a gift, probably. I'll just hang on to it a little longer just in case. I'm the same way. I'll save cardboard boxes, notes, mail, toiletries from hotels, all kinds of crap. Mine isn't a hoarder house, but it is a raised by a Depression generation house. Something flipped in me recently and I couldn't stand looking at it anymore and running out of storage space. Over this weekend, I rented a 10-yard 3 dumpster and went to town. Have I touched this in the last few years? Will I in the next few years? No? Goodbye. So cathartic. It's hard for me to throw things out that might have the slightest chance of being useful, but I don't regret anything I threw out the last few days. I feel like I have my laundry room and pantry closet back. Edit to capitalize depression. I do this so often I just cut out the chicken nugget instructions and put them on the fridge with a magnet. Most other stuff I have memorized. For some reason I can never remember what temperature the nuggets cook at. It cooks at hot. Follow the instructions on the package and continue with step 2. I'll throw the same box of hamburger helper or like 5 times. I did the dig 3 times today for 3 different reasons. Cooking time, ingredients and calorie count per serving. Did you dig? Or did you just pick it up off the top of the garbage a few times? Usually I get lucky and it will be on top, but occasionally I dig. I feel this comment to my very core. Wait, how much water was I supposed to add? Made another disgusting but nutritious meal. Rethinking my life choices. F you, I always forget how much water stuffing needs. Still trying to open a box of mac and cheese by pressing my thumb into the thumb tab to open the damn box. Oh, thank God it's not just me throwing that crap away too soon. Edit, my highest voted comment of all time after 5 years. F you too, Reddit. Real answer: some people aren't brave enough to admit that they do in fact do this thing that original poster is actually talking about. Original poster replies. Reads instructions alright, easy enough. 2 minutes later, what did it say? Digs in trash to get instructions. Did exactly this earlier and all instructions said was added water and whisk. How could I not remember that? How much water is the difficult step? Do I let it simmer with the lid on or off? I would like to possess the foresight you have. It has no comments cause no one ever survived without doing it. I bless the microwave food with a may this meal be delicious, amen. I just did this making biscuits and gravy. The paper that tears off the biscuits is the one to keep, by the way. How the F would I know? I put everything frozen in the microwave for 3 minutes. If it's not cooked, it goes back in. If it's dry, I add water and throw it in the microwave or boil it until I think it's done. Happy to report I only started one fire and most of my food hasn't given me food poisoning. Most? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.